we get to do something exciting today. I have these classmates in my school, and I love them. I'm going to break down some of their charts, and we're going to do some sidereal type stuff. So I'll compare them to my wife and to me and their personality. Today I'm going to do Sasha, and I hope that you enjoy this video. Thank you for inspiring me, Jazz, to do this. And Sasha, thanks for being so supportive. You guys are so awesome. I don't know what I would do without you guys, man. I don't know what my life would be like. But anyways, I digress. Okay, so first we're just going to break down. We're not going to break down a whole chart. It's not going to be super grandiose. I only do just bare minimum because I want us to all be able to comprehend what's going on. And I want us to enjoy it. And I want it to be a thing that we use to be empowered. Okay? So I only go over Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter. Okay? That's me. I'm sure other people do things differently. But I feel like those are the most relevant. And mostly the other planets are generational. Okay, Sasha's in a different generation than me and Jazz, but it's cool. I still don't want to use it because it's not as consistent. I could, but it's not as consistent, so I'm not going to. So let's dive into it, guys. My sun is in Scorpio, as we all know. Okay, Jazz's sun is in Taurus, as we all know that too. Sasha's sun is in Virgo. Now, how does Scorpio, Virgo, and Taurus interact with each other? They actually interact in a pretty positive light. They're all supportive, they're all uplifting, and they're all moving forward, which is very good. And there's no inconsistencies whatsoever. There's no I'm nervous or I don't understand this or hey, can you help me, anything like that. If any of those questions are asked, they get answered with positive, uplifting vibrations, okay? It's gonna get fun soon, okay? So my moon is in Leo, Sasha's is in Taurus, and Jazz's is also in Leo. So my confidence and Jazz's confidence is always up there, okay? Moon and Taurus confidence is waning. It can be here or there. And it's a matter of how the energy is feeling in that day. Okay, so it's a different monster. Okay, everyone faces a different monster when they go to sleep. Okay, better the devil you know. That's very relevant. So just keep that in mind with this whole reading. It's important. Better the devil you know. It's better to not be afraid. It's better to know your friends. Not to just kind of know them. Oh, I met this person one day and they did this and they were like this. No. Really know them. At least to the point where you can. And there's going to be a point where you can't get to know someone. You can't ask them about their past. And ask them to tell you about their favorite color and all their favorite things. It's going to bother them. That's like 20 questions. No one wants to do that. Especially not in internet day and time, man. Everything gets done fast, okay? Which is why birth charts are really exciting for me. Okay, next we have Mercury. Okay, this is where it gets fun, guys. Okay, my Mercury is in Libra. We know this. I know this. I'm really passionate about me being me. Of course. Okay, Sasha's Mercury is in Virgo, which is actually its main planet, which is really, really good and empowering. So that's really powerful and super poof, boom, I'm gonna kick your butt kind of stuff. Really beautiful. Okay, Jazz's Mercury is in Taurus. It's a very strong sign, but in Mercury, it's just as strong. It's just when there's communication breakthroughs for me and Jazz, Taurus and Libra. Libra's the boss. It just comes out that way. Okay. With Virgo too, okay, Libra's more the boss. So, in communications between me and Sash and Jazz, I'm gonna usually have a tendency to be the most aggressive. Not necessarily the boss, because the boss doesn't have to be aggressive. We all know this. Okay, but it's just that's how I communicate. I communicate aggressively, and I get called on it all the time. It's perfectly fine. I get to accept the fact that everyone is different from me. Not everyone reacts and communicates like, ah, da, da. Some people communicate and react like, oh, let us see. Oh, quite. Indefinitely. I quite enjoy that statement. Indeed. Type that stuff, you know? It's different. It's like, rah, and then, It's introverted and there's extroverted. Okay. I'm extroverted. That's it. It's not that complicated. So, my Venus is in Libra, which is its main planet, which is cool for me. That means that I get to be completely relaxed into who I am, which is definitely a blessing, right? Sasha's Venus is in Scorpio, and Jazz's Venus is in Pisces. So my Libra Venus, my rah Venus, and then there's Scorpio, which is actually pretty fiery, but it's also pretty laid back. So it can be fiery up at front, and it can be back, you know? It can be at the front of enemy lines, and it can be in the back of enemy lines. It likes to be in the back of enemy lines, but it can be in the front. So, there's something to think about. That's a water sign, by the way. It's a fiery water sign, okay? Let's go on. So Pisces and Venus for Jazz. So Jazz has been every astrology sign. That's what Pisces is. It's every astrology sign plus one. So she's everything. So pretty comfortable with herself and communicating and everything else. So that's fine also. So, but it's funny to think. Let's go back here. My Venus is in Libra. And we're talking about Libra talking to a Scorpio and a Pisces. Air speaking to water. I like to think about it referencing the air in the sky. Okay, so with the ocean, you know, you have lunar energy creating waves. Okay, that's moon energy, which has nothing to do with this. Okay, so Scorpio and Pisces would have to do with the ocean. Scorpio is super deep, Pisces is every astrology sign. Okay, and my Libra is air. What's it gonna do to the ocean? Not much, guys. Which is fine, but there's not much interaction going there, which is perfectly fine. It's still beautiful to see, you know. It is a beautiful sight. You know, you get to stay up there and watch everything happen, and it's beautiful. Okay. So, my Mars is in Aries, Sasha's is in Scorpio, and Jazz is in Pisces. So even though Jazz can be a fire sign also, like me, Aries, she can choose to be water too, or earth. So she's whatever she wants to be. Sasha is Scorpio. So front line or back. So that's it. There's no middle. There's never a middle with Scorpio. Okay, so that energy is very, very empowered. Okay, so Aries is gonna be aggressive. Fire. So we have fire and two waters. We have a deep water, just like the other one, honestly. Except mine's fire now. So I have a tendency to be too aggressive. If that happens, then I could maybe frustrate the two water energies, you know? So if I get too passionate and I start saying, I am this, you are nothing, blah, 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 you know? If I start doing that, then I could become abrasive and come off as harsh and then be out of my place. So you have to remember that you must stay centered, you know? So Aries, remember, stay centered. If you have an Aries Mars, remember to stay centered, okay? And that's it. That has to be the core of your mindset, especially if it's in Mars. You have to stay centered. You get that mastered, dude, you're fine, okay? So next we have Jupiter. Now, I was talking to my wife a second ago about this, Sash. Your Gemini, your Mercury, your Jupiter is in Leo. Jazz's Jupiter's in Cancer. Mine is in Gemini. So Jazz's Gemini Cancer makes her have to support people. So she's got this big load to grow financially, mentally, and spiritually. She has to carry people and love people, you know. She should be like a truck driver, not really. She's staying with me forever. But yeah, she needs to support people to take care of them, to take care of herself. Cancer has to extrovert love and compassion to get love and compassion. In in Jupiter. Cancer has to do that in Jupiter. So she cares for me, makes me awesome food, and then she gets people giving her money, you know, kind of vibe. But you and me, Sasha, check it. I have Gemini in Jupiter, and you have Leo Jupiter. So that means that you are a lion Jupiter. So for you to grow, you actually have to be super on point, and you have to make people look at you like, wow, she's so cool, oh my gosh, look at her, look at what she's doing, oh my gosh. Then you have to take all of that praise, and then you just absorb it, and then you become more, and you grow out, right? But for me, I have to break down every single thing everyone does 24/7, okay? And then when I break it down, then I share it so that everyone can be more comfortable. Because if no one's comfortable because I'm not talking enough, I'm going to be in trouble. So I get to explain stuff, and then I get praise, and then I get happy and comfortable, you know? So that's how we identify with each other, straight up, like, for sure. I remember talking to you the first time, every time, basically, like, wow, this person is really bright. And they're always on point. Always on point, man. And I really appreciate that about you. Please never change. Please. Okay, Saturn. I have Sagittarius in Saturn. So when it comes for me with work ethic, I'm a preachy little kid. You know, I never shut up and I never stop talking. I just always want to teach and teach and teach and preach and teach and preach and blah, 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 right? And you guys is, Sasha, you're Virgo, Saturn, and Jazz is Capricorn, Saturn. Both of those are Earth. So even if I scorch your little guys' Earth energy, you guys are still cool, you know? It's like we're growing some really bomb food, you know? You gotta make it soft and stuff, okay? So that's chill. So we have good energy in that environment, in a sense. But also, you know, Earth and air and water don't really get along, you know, but yeah, traditionally we don't get along, but life is not perfect. And that's one thing I want everyone to know, is that no matter what, your life isn't going to be perfect. So just be grateful for what you have and take advantage of it and say thank you and grow with yourself. Because ultimately, you're in a journey to grow yourself. And I love you. Thank you so much for being here with me, and blessings.